Soul Not for Sale. As always, this is a Soul Not for Sale podcast. I'd like to say what number it is, but I don't know. I think it's 391, 392. I've been going quite hard if I say so myself. We're about to hear Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talk about something very touching. And he kind of touched on it before when he was talking about why he does what he does. But in this question, Joe Rogan asks about, like, how do you stay so calm? You keep fighting through this. And what he's talking about is the fact that no one's been willing to debate him for 18 years. And instead, as everybody knows, they dismiss him, they push him aside, they act like he doesn't exist, they will discredit him constantly, and it happens from all sides of the media, as you know. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s answer is very touching of why he keeps on pushing. And I'm just gonna let you guys hear it, because every time I hear it, I get kind of teary-eyed. And but it's good. It's a good thing. It's good to hear stuff like this. Before I bring it to you guys, though, you guys have heard about the Great Reset. Please resist it. Don't become one of Klaus Schwab's cronies. Join the Great Reset instead. As you guys know, we have Soul Not for Sale clothing, we have hoodies, t-shirts, women's sizes, kids sizes, tank tops, all that good stuff. Even a mug or two if you guys are really into that kind of thing. We have the anti-WEF shirts as well, the Great Reset, as you already saw. And if you are one of the people who has purchased anything off the site, please let me tell you right now, we thank you. You're very, very appreciated. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. But let's get right into the clip. Very touching clip. I really like this guy. Let's get into it. He's going to talk about the debates first, and then he's going to get into why he's willing to go through what he goes through. Let's go.
The head of the Democratic Party and the legislature asked me to come out and debate a Yale professor in front of the legislature, and I said, great. I'm from the Yale Medical School. And he called back and said, there's going to be two of them, and it's against you. And they're going to get 2/3 of the time, and you get 1/3. And I said, fine. And then he called back and said, there's going to be 4 of them, and you each get 6 minutes. And I said, that's all I need. And it's not fair, but it's all I need. And so I fly out on a red eye. I get to the State House, and it's me and 4 empty chairs. Somebody told them, or they all decided, I don't know, not to show up. And that's happened to me again and again and again and again. I agree to debates, and it seems like somebody gets a message, but, who knows? It's obscure. No, but nobody in 18 years has been willing to debate me.
What is that like to carry that around? I mean, I know you kind of described it earlier in the Sisyphus analogy, but it's got to be insanely frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, you really handle it incredibly well.
It's frustrating, but I look at these, some of my friends that I've made over time who have children who are affected, children who, were perfectly healthy kids who exceeded all their milestones, and then they lost everything when they're 2 years. And a lot of these kids are so severely affected, they'll never, hold a job. They'll never pay taxes. They'll never write a poem. They'll never throw a baseball. They'll never go out on a date with a girl or a boy. And they'll never serve in the military. Their lives are so constricted, and the parents' lives are also shattered. These are a lot of these parents, for most of them, because the children have these, severe anger and violence, and they have these tactile sensitivities and light sensitivities, and don't like strangers. The parents can't go out. You can't get a babysitter to take care of that child. And the parents now just stop going out on dates. A lot of them give up their jobs. Almost all of them, their careers are really debilitated. And I see them going through that, and anything that I go through is like nothing. So I don't, spend any time thinking of myself. I just don't get frustrated by it, because all I have to do is think, I'm here for those parents, and and I'm lucky that I don't have to fight that battle, because I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I could take it.
Man, still teared up. This is the second time I'm recording this. I still teared up a little bit. I always, because I am a coach. A lot of people are like, "You're no coach." Like, I actually am. I have a bunch of clients. I'm taking more clients on. And one thing I always tell people, one thing that I've been instructed to do, I'm sure you've heard it, is like you have a why of why you do things. And I always tell my clients to connect their why to something much bigger than themselves. Because when you do that, and what he just said was a great example of that, because when you do that, your hardships are never that hard, as long as it's very big. Some people choose God, some people choose their families, their wife, the face of their children. You make it very big, something that means so much more than your own joy or your own fame or fortune, just something that's so much bigger than yourself. And it makes it so the hardships aren't that hard, and it makes it so the obstacles aren't that big, and it makes it much easier to endure through pain and things like what RFK is talking about. It makes it a lot easier when it's something that's much bigger than yourself. And that what he just said was a great example of that. I only get this way because I'm gonna be a parent soon, and that's a wild thing to have to think about. A scary thing, very scary. But yeah, just an example of what he's going through for 18 years. And also it makes it so you can endure through things for 18 years at a time, because the thing that you're moving towards, the ideal that you're moving towards, is much bigger than yourself. So the things that you go through, like he said, it's like it's nothing. It's nothing, because you understand what the goal is. You understand who benefits from this. It's more than just you and your wants. It's like a bunch of people. Like I said it before. But yeah, that's it's a great man. Great man. I know there's some people who don't like him, and they don't like politicians and this and that, but when I hear stuff like that, that's great. That's really great. And I don't sense the same BS that I sense when I hear a lot of other guys talk. So that's a great, yeah, it's really good, really, really good. I mean, it's hard for me to even talk right now. That's really good. You got to fight for something that's much bigger than yourself. And I like to see that he's doing that. I like to think that Rogan in some ways is doing that, and I know I'm doing that because I have my own why, and it's written down, and I see it in my wife's eyes, and I see it on her stomach as her stomach gets bigger. Yeah, and I see it with the people who comment. You gotta make it bigger than yourself. But like the video, it helps. It helps so much. You have no idea. It helps boost us out of the shadow realm and into the ranks of being seen by more people or being seen by people at all. Yeah, it helps tremendously. You have no idea. I really appreciate it. If you share, that means even more. And if you have shared, thank you so much. You're like family. My own family doesn't even do that. So, you're in there now. Yeah, yeah, there's going to be more. I'm going to make a video soon because Joe Rogan did challenge someone to debate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and they've been dancing around it. It's just more of the same. You know, they're trying to dismiss him, discredit him, but when Rogan puts up $100,000 to the charity of their choice just to sit down with RFK on the podcast without a time limit, this person's hiding, running for the hills, claiming that people are attacking them now. It's absolute nonsense. And it just shows that, you know, maybe truth and integrity are something that these people don't want to go up against. All right. Other than that, I am out.